And we're live here to talk about the latest West Ham news. Apparently, West Ham board are not looking to make another managerial change this season, regardless, and they are planning to seriously back Nuno with funds. We'll talk about that. Also, Mavropanos has suffered a serious hamstring tear and could be out for 4 to 6 weeks. So it's a big few weeks for Nuno, for the centre backs. The question is do we believe that the board are going to back Nuno? And if so, will it be too late by the time we get to January with the way we're going?
Yes, and well, no, and yes is the ones that I
No,
is
they
the
won't back him, and yes, it will be too late anyway.
yes, yeah, that's exactly the order. Will they back him? I don't think they will back him. I mean, we was just doing a podcast, as a matter of fact, and I've got this sort of sneaky suspicion that this is a sort of a message to the board that he needs his backroom staffing. And Don was telling me they've just got his goalkeeper coaching, which is a start. But I don't think the goalkeeper coach is the problem. I would
No.
say this. I would say this, right? Look at what he done with the defence at Nottingham Forest, right? Now I know he had Murillo who came in and he was very cheap and all of that, but he sorted them out defensively first, right? Before he added that sort of attacking element. If there's something we need doing, it's sorting that fucking defence out, because it is. I'm not joking. It's got to be one of the worst iterations of a defence I've ever seen at West Ham. A worst pairing, a centre back pairing. That I've ever seen, right? And as people were saying in the comments, 2 wins and we're still in trouble, right? So we need something that's going to get us out quickly, right? So I was wondering, and I'm not backing him on this one because, you know, I said about Scott the other day and about, you know, he's calling for Nuno's head already, and how can you pick that team? And I said, you won't never see that team again. We saw it, you know, 3 days later, which was disgraceful. And it's not the time to be making messages to the board, because they are 2 games that we really needed to win. Now, is it too late? No, it's not too late. They can get it all sorted, you know. And I was just saying to Dom, look, we need a performance. We need a performance which makes us feel positive about going forward. So if we go into, say, Newcastle, even if we lose, right, which is looking likely, and we perform well, that's something we need. But he needs to be given his stuff. I've never known a manager to come into a club and not be granted his backroom staff. And I think we said this the other night. I've never known it, ever. You know, when they get a manager in, they say, right, bring who you want in because you've got to work with him. They've basically told him, right, no, you're not getting any of your staff. We'll give you the staff that we think. And it's another one of them things where David Sullivan has made a fucking call on you know, not, and not trying to spend any money. And look, we've had the fucking theories about, you know, what's happening with Wilson and all that. But you know, it just seems to me, Dan, that they're not going to back him. Yeah, and he needs backing, you know, and I really don't know where their mindset is on this one, because they've just turned around and said, we're going to stick with him and we're going to stick with him in the foreseeable future. The only reason I think they've said that, Dan, is because if we go back down to the Championship, he has been in the Championship before and he knows the league.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I've said I'm not. The only way I'll be calling for Nuno to be sacked if he persists with this same lineup. If he persists with Irvin and Souček in the midfield. If he keeps going with that, if he keeps playing players out of position, then that's the only way. If we keep losing, I can't be asked for new manager. Do I think they'll back him? It depends what we see as backing. Do I think we'll make signings in January? Yes. Backing Nuno to me means going out, spending money to get the players that he wants and needs, not who's just available on a free, on a loan. Here's an option here, like doing the bare minimum. That's not backing him. That's just, again, like I said, doing the bare minimum. And I think that's what they're going to do. Now, if they will spend money, I don't even have the faith that they'll spend it wisely.
Yeah.
This is the issue when it comes to January, and we desperately need it. Hearing that Mavropanos is out for 4 to 6 weeks, he has been our best centre back. He's and it's so mad for me to say this after last season, but he's the only one I have any sort of faith in for the most part, and we're without him. So it just leaves us with two lazy, useless centre backs and one that don't get a look in that we've just signed or who was a panic signing. So we've got to get to January and hope the gap is not wide enough that we can then go and make a difference. As if we can stay within 6 points from safety, right? And it don't get bigger than 6 points, maybe 8 points at a stretch, and you get enough quality in to go on a run, you can start to believe. But there doesn't seem to be any belief in the squad now at all. And that's the problem. There's no fight and no belief. And as long as that persists, the gap will get wider and wider. I need to see him fighting, clutching, clawing for every single point. And if you come up short, you go back and you go again next week. And it's tough times really ahead, but we've just got to get there, man. Someone was saying about director of football. Apparently, they've ruled that out. They've ruled out anyone coming in to take that position or to have a head of recruitment role. They're not bringing anyone in.
No, it's one of them things where they try it once, and if it don't work, Sullivan reverts to what he knows, and that is him having total control of the football club. They've tried it before, and we've had these arguments. There was a point where I feel, and I know you don't feel this, but I feel he had complete control over it, and he got twitchy in a very short amount of time. And that is his problem. He's a control freak. The man's a control freak. And let's be honest, he couldn't control.
That's why I don't think he handed over control. But
yeah,
regardless,
he had something to do with it.
To your point though, Nick, is on the flip side, because you're right. He looked at that and go, well, we got a director of football, and look what happens. I'm taking control. Now look what happens when he takes control. We're closer to getting relegated than ever before. So he's got to take accountability and go, well, maybe I don't know anything. Maybe someone else needs to come in.
But I don't. That's the thing about him. I think he will always try and point the blame on somebody else. I think that's why Graham Potter has been sort of sacrificed. No, I don't think Potter was good enough, right? But he always likes to put the blame and make it look like the visuals. He always likes to make it look like it's somebody else's fault, and it's never his fault. And when we all know that anything he puts his little fucking greasy paws on goes to pot. We know it, right? We was just talking about this today, like the levels of the delusion of those two up in that boardroom, right? It goes this deep, yeah. Now, Dan, tell me, you was there at the London Stadium for 10 years, right? Or 9 seasons, right? This would have been the 10th year, right? You've been there. At what point would you ever say that was a successful move? At what point? Like, is there a point in that move now you'd think, nah, that's successful, that's okay, right? You could probably point to the cup win, right? But listen, that would have happened at Upton Park without a fucking shadow of a doubt, right? There is no point in this 9-10 years that they've been at the London Stadium where you could ever turn around and go, that is successful, that's a successful move. They paid Karen Brady a bonus of £1.5 million, right? Because she negotiated a successful move to the London Stadium. Now, if she calls it successful, 10 years down the line, 30,000 season ticket holders gone, right? And never intending to return while we're playing under this ownership, and especially at the stadium, right? More, probably another 10,000 if we don't get relegated, and probably 20,000 if we do, right? That intend to leave. And at what point do you? And this is their levels of delusion. They've paid Sullivan has paid her a bonus because he thinks he's successful. That is the level of delusions of this football club. So whether we are not,
even at the time, Nick, it was widely considered the worst stadium migration in football
ever. Yeah, and they paid her a bonus because they thought it was. Now that's either a level of delusion where they're trying to make it look like it's been successful, or that's a level of delusion where to their eyes it's successful. Now, either way, it's bad business. Yeah, it's bad business. And I don't think they actually see the trouble we're in. I really don't. I don't think that they actually see it, and that is the frightening thing when you look at where we are now, right, and what we can see, And listen, I know I keep on harping back to it, and I hope to get him on. We're trying to sort of show this week where we can get a panel of other West Ham creators on, right? And I want Sean Whetstone to be one, because the fact that the matter is, at the beginning of the season, and he is very much considered to be Sullivan's mouthpiece, right? So he's someone that talks to Sullivan a lot, right? He did not even fathom that this squad, and that was without Fernandes and Magassa, could be possibly getting relegated. Now, we just saw Sunderland go second in the Premier League. Bournemouth are flying up there second in the Premier League, right? But Burnley just beat Bournemouth and Leeds beat us, and they're 6 and 7 points adrift of us, right? So how can you? I think they might even be 7 points apiece now. So that's 3 wins we need after 9 games. That's how far adrift we are after 9 games, right? And we was calling it before we kicked a ball, yeah. So how can they not see it? And I fear, Dan, because they've done this with Everton Gardner, they'll see it too late, right? And they'll actually start to take it too seriously when it's too late, like you said, right? And that is I think that is the problem with them running the football club. They can't see the wood through the trees. They're not looking at the issues, right? They're always looking, we can sort that issue out because they've got away with it a few times before. And they've done things like bring David Moyes in from the Pellegrini era and vice versa. They always think they can sort it. They're the problem. They are the problem. Yeah. And they need to leave this football club right now. And if they don't, right, and even if we scrape through it this season, do you ever think we've got any chance of building another squad in any quality to compete in this Premier League? Because I don't, because what I'm seeing at the minute, they've spent a lot of money on it and it's not good enough.
Well, this is the thing, right? That they can't have any confidence, because when you sign 3 managers, right, 3 new managers in just over a year, that pretty much tells me you don't know what you're doing, and you can keep chopping and changing. Every time you try to do something different, every time you try to change, then it gets worse. I think you're out of your depth, and they're completely out of their depth.
I think sorry, mate. I think one of the telltale signs of that was Karen Brady's appearance on TalkSport when she turned around and went, he's a positive guy, Graham. Everyone loves working with him. He's, we've got to give him time. We've got to give him time. To go on a radio station and mouth that as a certainty and a direct quote when your club is going through that. I mean, for one, I don't think she should have been going on TalkSport anyway while we're in this sort of trouble. She just
2 weeks before they sacked him.
That's exactly. That's what I'm saying. And to say them sort of things 2 weeks, it makes me think, what is the actual messages being conveyed in the boardroom? Did they actually think that, or is it just the fact that they're trying to sort of like paper over the cracks and put on a brave face in public when they're internally panicking? My fear, Dan, is that then that's what they thought, and they couldn't see it, and again, reacted probably a couple of games too late. Didn't give him enough. Didn't give another manager enough chance to get in. That it was rumored that they wanted Marco Silva, and that's the man that they thought was the one. And although I like Santos, they went and got Nuno because Silva would cost money, and they don't want to spend money. And this is it. They will always look for. They're like the bargain basement hunters. It's one of them people that see something that they need, and they'll try 50 different cheaper fucking replacements, which end up cost them so much more money than if they just bought the original fucking thing in the first place. Yeah. I'm one of them people. Yeah, as you know, with equipment and stuff, I mean, I've done that before. You tell us we need something, I'll try and get a cheaper alternative or find an alternative, and I'll try that. It won't work, and something else won't work, and something else won't work. And by the time I fucking finished it, before I get to the point where I think, actually, he's right, we need that exact thing, I've already spent more than that thing would have fucking cost me in the first place.
It's called false economy. False economy. Yeah. And that's what they do. You try to cheap yourselves out, and you end up costing yourselves more money. And the problem is now it's out of their hands. Because if it goes wrong with Nuno, like, you can't just sack him and get someone else in, because it's clear that that's not the answer. So they have to sit and hope and pray now that Nuno finds a way and finds a solution, and the players turn up between now, because the only way they can affect the change now is in January, right? So that's the only way they can impact the team. So between now, apart from fucking off, obviously the grand scheme of things, but I mean, if they're staying, so they've got 2 months now where they have to sit there without any control and fucking just hope and pray we are not dead and buried by the transfer window, and then they have another chance to be the heroes.
I sort of do disagree with that a little bit, Dan. I sort of do disagree with that a little bit, because they can affect it. They can give me staff. What they can do at the moment, right, is give Nuno the tools that he's asking for to see if he can do a job with what he's got already. Can he rebuild a house out of bricks and mortar that is falling down and chipping it away before you commit to more bricks and mortar?
The problem with the staff thing, isn't it, is I fully believe that they've come to an agreement with Nuno and they've cheaped it, right? But if Nuno's not coming out and kicking up a fuss and saying, look, I need my staff, and he was part of the reason that the academy lads got promoted, then we're in that situation. Unless he makes a noise for it and says, listen, I need my people. I was speaking to a few people, and there was rumors that Nuno actually fell out with his backroom staff at Forest because of how he handled the situation. He didn't talk to them before going on, in the press conference and bringing out that stuff. I don't know if that's true, but it just seems so odd to me, because it's not like they've, and I hate to sound like I'm sounding like Simon Jordan here. I loathe to defend David Sullivan, but now I'm going to defend him.
I detest to defend David Sullivan.
I sound like Simon Jordan. But in this instance, it's not like we've ever been in a situation where we see a track record and they've gone, you can't have your backroom staff. Like, every manager that we've signed has brought their backroom staff. So I wonder what is the situation there. If he comes out and it's on him, I need him to come out and say, because what has he got to fucking lose? They're not gonna sack him like Marinakis does if he goes and says, I ain't got what I need here, I need my backroom staff. But if they sack him, then they're in the shit. Like, he's in such a strong position when it comes to being able to speak out against the ownership, and I think that's what if that is the case. So I put it on him. But what I'm saying is, in terms of, they can't just sack him and get someone else in and then hope that fixes. Now they've made their decision, they've made their bed. Now they've got to lie in it until January, where they can go, right, we can spend some money and fucking try and stay up, which is a gamble, because they could spend that money and we go down, but they need to invest from their own pocket, not from West Ham's pocket, not borrowing. Put some fucking money into this football club. Because I had Simon Jordan sitting there and saying, West Ham, where football fans are entitled, the owner, spends their money. Sullivan puts his money into the football club, and they don't spend their money. He don't put no money into this football club. He spends the club's money. And
I don't get that. Like, it's like saying, oh, you have to put money into Tesco's to run it. No, Tesco's fucking runs itself. Like, that's the nature of the fucking business.
This is it, mate. If someone gave us the club, right? Obviously, we ain't got money to buy it. We could run it, because clearly it's shown that you don't need to have money to run this football club, because Sullivan just uses the Sky money and all of this money. Like, anyone
he's pulling money out. He's pulling money out. Like,
pulling money out. He's making money off
more money. We would probably have more money to run it, because we wouldn't be taking any fucking money out of it. And that's the issue. That is the issue. I swear down, right? At times like this, I promise you, I just think to myself, why can't I just be a multi-billionaire? Because I would take this club and I would give it everything it deserves. And I hate, and football is like this. I hate to think a man parading as a West Ham fan. Gold was the fan. He ain't no fan. Like,
no, he has a claret suit. That's as close as you get. Really.
Yeah, and like, he ain't no fan, and like, it breaks my fucking heart. Like, he hoodwinked us all. You know what I mean? And we, he came along at a time and took advantage of us when we was on our knees. That sounds fucking wrong, but you know what I mean. He came along at a time when we were at our lowest ebb, and you just thought to yourself, he's come along, he's saved it. Like, give him a chance, give him a chance. He's got a future, he's got a plan for this football club. And his whole plan all along was to just make himself comfortable. I think it's a fucking security thing as well about the stadium. He likes it because he don't have to face anyone. At Upton Park, he used to have to walk through people. Now, he don't face a fucking soul.
Yeah.
Right? And that, if we'd have been at Upton Park here, he wouldn't even dare to turn up. He wouldn't dare. But the fact that he keeps on turning up and rubbing it in our faces is, I think that's the reason why he really wanted to go to the club, because he knew he'd have full access to wander around that club and do what the fuck he likes without anyone ever challenging him. And it's sad. It's fucking sad, and it makes me think about choices I made in life. Is there a way I could have become a multi-billionaire? What about myself? I mean, I spoke to a geezer once who owned a massive house in one of the most expensive roads in England, down in fucking Hemel Hempstead, and he owned this massive mansion. And I asked him what he'd done, and he invented the vape, and he had billions. He's a multi-billionaire, and I think to myself, if I just invented the vape, I could have fucking saved this whole football club from this nonsense that's going on and people fucking ripping it to pieces, because this man is a cancer, Dan, and we need a fucking good dose of chemo to get him out.
Yeah, 100%, mate. He is honestly a scumbag, and it's so funny you're saying about not being able to confront him and stuff. I see this video clip of Jose Sarr from Wolves, and the Wolves fans confronting him, and I thought, like, fucking fair play to him. Like, he's gone out of his car, he's fronted the fans, he's had it out with them, and said, "Look, I ain't even getting on the pitch. Like, I know it's shit. We're shit at the moment. It's not good enough. Like, but I love the club." And he just had it out. And by the end of it, they was like, fair fucking play. You'd never see that from most of our players. Like, you see them, they fucking drive and they'll go around the other exit and they'll do everything what they can to hide
to avoid kids and that. I've seen them. They're some of the characters.
And this is the situation with West Ham, right? We don't have like them sort of characters that you can sit there and say, do you know what? Like, he cares. Like, he genuinely cares enough to go and sit there when fans that are fucking slagging him off to his face and calling him names and go, nah, that's not what it is. Like, there's certain, I think, Souček and things like that. And obviously the Souček thing, I see that. We've started some comments. We're going to read some comments out. But the Souček thing was a bit mad. Now, West Ham account basically said, Souček should never wear a West Ham shirt again or something like that. He said in the heat of the moment, I think, because of performances we just lost and, all of that, right? So he said it in the heat of the moment. Vladimir Soufal was come and called him out and go, what's that about? Like, we're West Ham, we need to stick together, which was a real fair response. Yeah. And it's caused a lot of, back and forth. And a lot
who said this? In the comment?
What account?
Yeah, who said Souček should never play for us again?
West Ham transfers. But yeah, he said it. But again, like, not to defend it, but a lot of fans will say things in the heat of the moment.
We all say things in the heat of the moment, but like, people are going to bring up Moyes. I still believe we done the right thing with Moyes. Like, and I know people are not going to want to hear that, but I still do think we've done the right thing. I think we've done it a year too late, if I'm honest. But people will say things in the heat of the moment. But I have seen him get on Souček's back a lot. Listen to me now, right? Souček may not be fucking performing well in a minute, right? And I mean this with the greatest respects. He had a fucking awful couple of games, right? But when it is time for people to roll their sleeves up and fucking get stuck in, I can guarantee you Thomas Souček will at least be fucking trying, which is more I can say about Todibo or Kilman or Paquetá and all that, right? So don't dismiss people like Thomas Souček when you fucking need people like Thomas Souček, because I'm telling you now, right, there will be moments in this season where Thomas Souček comes and rescues us. And he has done season after season. And he's getting older and he hasn't got his old mate there anymore. But I'm telling you now, season after season after season, he's the one, right, that you can say to yourself, yeah, he's come up and come up trumps out, right? So we
need him in the squad, but he shouldn't be one of the first names.
No, absolutely not.
When it comes to quality, he'll give you everything. He'll give you his all, right? You need him. You need people like that right now. And I wouldn't want to see him go with the characters we've got rid of. Like, he loves the club. You can tell he genuinely loves the club. But at this moment in time, he shouldn't be starting. And it's not just him, and it's harsh to call out him, because I look at Todibo and Kilman. I'd say they should never wear a West Ham shirt again. I don't feel they care about the club like Souček cares about the club. You know, they're actually absolutely stealing a living, right? You could say Irving, right? Irving, good lad, does his best. His best not good enough. So, like, Souček isn't the one I'd single out right now.
I can see people in the comments saying he's done for the Czech Republic. Yeah, I've got no doubt. Like, you know, time comes for everyone. There's nothing you can do about that, right? Time comes for everyone, and you know the system that we're playing doesn't suit Thomas Souček. It doesn't, right? It doesn't suit him in midfield. It doesn't. It doesn't mean we can't use him in a certain way when we got our back against the wall, because he is a threat in the box, and he's always been a threat in the box. All right.
Last 15 minutes or something, you're chasing a game, you're seeing a game out. That's where you use him, not starting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not a starter. No way is he a starter anymore. Like, and you know, that comes to everyone. It even came to Jamie Vardy at Leicester in the end, you know, and he's a fucking cult hero. But there is a role for Souček in there. And I'm telling you what now, if it come to a fucking game where it was live or die, and they were saying to me, do you put Souček in or not for the last 15 minutes to try and save you? I'd put Souček in every fucking day. Every day of the week, over Lucas Paquetá, over Max Kilman, over Todibo. Todibo, right? We was talking about him on the podcast as well. People are shouting at him, "You're not fit to wear the shirt." And this is where you start to grasp, you know, who the fuck gives a shit and who the fuck don't, right? People are shouting at the players, "You're not fit to wear the shirt," right? Now, that must, for a football fan, for your own fans to be, for a football player, right? Whether you think it's fair or not, some people are saying it's a bit harsh, you know, after we've been charting we're fucking shit, but that's copism. Yeah, that's how you cope with banter that's coming your way, and you have to fucking agree. You have to, sometimes you have to hold your hands up, right? But when people are shouting at you, "You're not fit to wear the shirt," right? And you got Thomas Souček with his head in his hands, walking down the tunnel, clapping everyone off, and basically saying, "Look, we're not fucking good enough. Sorry about that." And Todibo's giggling to himself, right? It just shows you the characters that I would want in my fucking in my corner. Honestly, God's honest truth. It just shows you the characters that we've got there. You know, people that are laughing at people saying you're not fit to wear our shirt, right? When you're earning lots and lots of fucking money to do so, and you're fucking giggling to yourself as you're walking down a tunnel, as if you've put in a fucking world-class performance, and these people don't know what they're talking about. Listen, we may not be fucking professional footballers, but there is no fucking turn like blindside in a West Ham fan. We know when you put in a performance, and we fucking know when you ain't.
Mate, yeah. The fact that at this stage, Todibo still don't look fit, still don't look like he's busting a gut out there. Is crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
I would listen. I would play Souček in fucking centre back over Todibo. I really fucking would.
Play Souček and fucking Igor as centre backs. Like, drop the fucking pair of them.
I would,
because the thing is, Nick, that's
game set and match for him for me.
Yeah, but that's the danger. Is you have two shit centre backs who are lazy fucks that don't get dropped and can't get dropped, and that's the problem. Is because they keep starting week in, week out. What kick up the arse is there to say this ain't good enough? You're on the bench, and really you have to sit there and then that's the problem. If they keep like. Of all the wacky experiments, let's look at this, right? Wherever anyone wants to sit there and go Souček in centre back, that's mad. Think about this, right? What's more mental? Putting Souček at centre back, or playing Ollie Scholes as a right wing back, or playing fucking Irving in midfield at all? Like, if you're gonna do this wacky experimentation, Nuno, like, you played Wan-Bissaka as one of the three alongside Kilman and Todibo. Drop those two fuckers and just give other players in there, and then actually put competent players in midfield, and put a striker up front. I'd rather that, because
you know what I want from centre half, Dan? Centre halves, right? Listen, I know centre half is an hard position to play. I used to play centre half when I was a youngster. It's hard. You have got to concentrate 24/7, and you've got to listen, and you've got to control your back line, right? But you've also, at times, when you're committed to the fucking calls, got to throw your body in front of anything. Ed. Well, you've said, look, listen, John Terry is a certain sort of person, right? But we've seen John Terry when he's fucking like someone. I've seen John Terry when someone's about to larry at the ball, chuck himself so his head's in front of the ball so they can't get shot away. Yeah, that's the sort of fucking player we need. And is it to
Phil
Debo?
Jones.
Huh? Phil Jones,
Phil Jones as well.
yeah. Is it to Debo or is it Suchek? If there was someone lining up a fucking shot and there's two of them standing there, who would you fucking bet your house on who's going to chuck their fucking head in front of it or any part of their body and sacrifice themselves? It ain't fucking to Debo. So like, I think that's really, really poor from transfers to and listen, we've all been guilty of it. I've been guilty of it in the past with Noble and Nolan. You know what I mean? Like, you do seem to pick on the people that you've relied on the most, but it's poor at this time when there is clearly half a dozen at least people fucking playing on that pitch it shouldn't be to be signaling him out.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Let's read some comments. Once again, thank you to Sam for the £1 super chat. Appreciate it, mate. So there was an interesting one here. Dad's Our Job TV, shout out to them. The investment for January rebuild is all dependent on PL vote next month to change financial rules to go from PSR to SCR. If it wins 14 to 20 votes, West Ham can overspend without punishment. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the situation was in the summer that, yes, we had PSR restrictions. However, that could be alleviated if the board put their own money in. So I'm sure even if these rules don't come into place, these new rules, that won't change.
I honestly think, Dan, I think it might be the other way around there, because I think SCR means you cannot put money in place. I'll have to check that out, but I'm sure I read that a couple of days ago that SCR would sort of block owners from putting their own money in. But I don't know.
Well,
maybe
like I said, I need to do some research into it. But like I said, on the fact of that, what I'm saying is, even if the vote say doesn't come in, like if the vote happens and it goes ahead, well then I guess they can spend more of the club's money, right? But if it doesn't go, then surely the rule doesn't change that we had in the summer, that they can put their own money in to deal with the PSR issues that we're having and actually spend. So either way, whatever happens, we should be able to spend money. Like if this ownership really cares about staying in this league. So
listen to this.
Yeah, thank you for that. That's our job.
Khaled says, "I'd bet my house on Tadibo." Well, I'll be looking
You'd
forward
be
to passing. I would look forward to passing you and chucking your 10p outside the shop, because you'd lose that house, mate. Don't gamble, for fuck's sake, if that's what you do.
He's got to follow up it. SCR stops mega rich owners just pumping money in, like what Newcastle want to do, so don't help them, etc. It allows clubs to grow based off their sustainable commercial revenue. Now, I remember here, I don't know if this is the case that there's a cap, but if this is different, right? So if that's on its own merit, this sounds really bad, because it sounds like it just keeps the top clubs at the top. Now, I saw something where they was talking about a cap, a spending cap. So, like, every club has this limit that they can get. So it basically levels the playing field. Now, I don't know if that's part of SCR, but if it's just, you can spend based on your revenue, then that's a problem, because all of the top six will always be able to outspend the rest. So look, if we're the 17th in Europe, well, in the league, we're probably
the world. It's not Europe; it's the world.
Well, yeah, the world, but we're competing in Europe, aren't we? Like, in a way.
Yeah. Okay.
Either way. But what I'm saying is, where we are in the league is probably 7th or 8th or something like that, right? So we wouldn't be able to spend more necessarily than the teams above us. So we'd be at a disadvantage. So it sounds like more bollocks just to keep the hierarchy and the status quo. Steve Roberts, one of our members, thank you, mate, says the penny pinching goes on and on. Nuno joins and says he'll bring in his own backroom team the week after. Suddenly the youth team coaches get promoted and Nuno doesn't get his team. Shit, unfit owners. They certainly are, mate.
If he did say it, I mean, I don't even remember him saying that. But if he did say that, fucking that's the evidence you need, Dan.
Not down. Yep. Melissa Brown, one of our members, shout out to Melissa, says, "What's the score going to be this Sunday when we play Newcastle United?" Everybody, I'm going to say West Ham 5, Newcastle 1. Okay. Whoa, bloody hell! What? Well, that's the
Melissa. I swear, Dan. I hope you write the future, because if that happened, I will come out that stadium buzzing. To be honest,
Melissa. I tell you what, if that comes to pass, you're getting a special shout out on PMP.
imagine betting on that if it come out. Imagine put a tenner on it.
That's very optimistic.
She'd be able to buy the club, I reckon.
Proper Ballers says, let's not fall into the trap of hoping that they'll support a manager. Again, they're diverting it to the manager as if he needs his players thrown under the bus. The thing is, mate, it don't really change anything of hoping. Like, it's out of our control. All we can do is keep on with the process, regardless if they do or don't. That's all we could keep doing, to be honest with you. But hope is all we've fucking got left.
Yeah.
Andy Endorsement says, Nicky, they are reactive, not proactive. That's the biggest problem with the board. Yep.
Correct.
100%, mate. Public Voodoo says, going to show that gold was keeping him in check, falling apart since he passed away. And it was bad then. Let's be real. It was bad then. So it just goes to show.
It was never, it was never this bad.
No, it was never this bad. But let's not.
And even when we went down, I don't feel it was this bad.
But I feel like there's a lot of retrospective, rose-tinted glasses when it comes to David Gold. David Gold was a saint.
He weren't a saint. He put an hand in. But I do believe sometimes, Danny may have been the voice of reason. I do believe a lot.
Yeah, he was nowhere near as bad as Sullivan. He was nowhere near like that. But he was culpable. He was an accomplice. He was heavily involved in the lies when it comes to leaving Upton Park and moving to the stadium. But yeah, I don't put him in the same bracket as Sullivan. But yeah, we can't look back and say, "Oh,
he's got blood on his hands as well." Gold.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, God rest his soul.
100%.
But I do also think that he was the voice of reason. I think Sullivan sometimes was probably wanting to go a bit further, and go, went, hold on a minute, Dave, come on, mate. Right. We've taken it too far now. We've taken the piss a little bit. Like, let's fucking reel it in a little bit and at least make it look like we're fucking competent. And now I just don't think Sullivan gives a shit. I don't think Kretinsky's around enough.
And, I wonder if things would have been different if Gold's brother came with him, because he was one of the owners of Birmingham with him. And when they sold Birmingham, got West Ham, Gold's brother didn't come in on it.
Imagine if it was Gold's dad, Gold's father, as he used to say, that stole his shares at West Ham.
Yeah, that's the same day he found out his best friend was sleeping with his missus in the swimming pool.
In the pool, and then he found out his father stole his shares.
Yeah. You can read Gold's book. It's all in there. By the way, and shout out to Gold, the clocks went back as well this weekend. Something that he was adamantly against. He was a big. Yeah, do you not know about this?
No.
Every single year, the clocks went back. David Gold used to go on a massive rant on Twitter. Like, is anyone happy about the clocks going back? We need to change this. Like, this was a big thing he was passionate about. He wanted to make it so we stopped the clock's going back. That was his. Mate, I can't believe you're not aware of that.
Probably got fucking 47 cars sitting in his thing, and you have to change it manually on every single one. That's probably what the fucking thing was.
He was so.
It was probably really hard. It was probably really, really hard to change the clock in his helicopter.
Yeah. Look, yeah. Even Michael says, I thought about Gold when the clocks went back. Yeah, that was everyone like.
I never noticed.
That's like saying you don't know, like, don't go to bed. Don't go to bed, didn't you?
Yeah, of course I know. Don't go to bed. Yeah, but I never knew that about the clocks. I really didn't.
Mate, type in David Gold clocks or something.
I'll have a look at it, but I'll be honest. I'm going to be honest with you, right? At times, although we do social media, there's times where I couldn't read this shit on social media. because sometimes he was. I mean, that don't go to bed bollocks was just as embarrassing. To be honest with you, that's fucking
When
embarrassing.
he did that, mate. For those who don't know, like it was a transfer deadline day, right? And we're waiting, and I think it was it Adebayor?
Might have been, yeah.
We was waiting to hear about us signing Adebayor, right? And we're like, what's going on? What's going on? All of a sudden, David Gold tweets, "Don't go to bed." DG, like his initials there, and everyone's like, "We're getting him. We're getting Adebayor. It's going to happen. It's going to happen." Right? All of a sudden, nothing.
Yeah,
We don't sign. That's it. We don't. If everyone's fucking tired, everyone's fucking sleep deprived, waiting up, going, "What's happening?" At all-time howler, that was.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nui says Souček just needs to be used right towards the end of games, maybe something like that. Completely agree, Nui. Oh God.
Sorry, I need a sneeze.
Yeah, I see it. You spared the audience, but not me.
Yeah.
Souček is a grafter. Czech fans are also saying Souček's lost it.
Mate, I'm not. Listen, is he as good a player as he was 5 years ago? Of course he fucking ain't, right? But as I said before, if there's a fucking shot being lined up by, I think the hardest kicker of the ball I've ever seen, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, and it's going directly in the fucking bottom corner. Would I bet my life on to Debo or Souček throwing themselves in front of it to try and stop it? And I'd fucking bet on Souček every single day of the fucking week.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you shouldn't be playing in the midfield or
no, absolutely not. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But there's a role here for him, I think.
So John Terry got KO'd by Diaby against Arsenal by putting his boat in front of the ball. He went hospital and came back to lift the trophy.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
At least Souček puts his body on the line. We should use Souček like Arteta did Marino. That's the thing. Like we never do these things. We never do these when we experiment. It's always in a way that don't make sense. No one ever thinks, "Fuck it." Like he's good in the box. He can make them late runs. If we ain't got anyone else, just stick him there. If you're going to have him on the pitch. Fulkrug is shit. Just a random comment there. Have a laugh. This board ain't putting any of their own folding in. When kids go trick or treating to Sullivan's house, he charges them for the sweets.
Probably double the price.
Yeah, exactly. A Freddo's a $5 or something.
Yeah,
in his one. So yeah, listen, like it's one of them things now. Look, we've got a long time until the transfer window. So really, Nuno's got to make the best of what he's got.
I do agree. Sometimes, sorry, mate. Before we start wrapping up, I do also agree. We need to stick with someone. We need to stick with someone and actually give him a chance because, Amorim. You look at what he's done at Man United. He went for the longest time without it being able to click, mate, and then all of a sudden it's clicking. You know what I mean? So we can't keep on chopping and changing. I don't think at this point. I don't think it's a manager. I think it's the thing. Give him the tools that he needs and carry on going. But go on. Can you boys take Masuaku back? No.
Listen, you boys are flying high at the moment. You boys are flying. Why? Listen, I love Arthur. I love King Arthur, man.
The song ain't true. I'm just put it that way. The song ain't fucking true.
It is in my mind. Now, a bit of positive news. Mo Kante has signed a new deal with the club. So
get him in. Get him in the midfield.
Get him in there.
Oh, get Potts in.
Mate. Yeah, get Potts in. But like, if anyone wants to tell me that Kante would be worse than fucking Irving, I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe
of course he fucking wouldn't. Of course
he's committed his future to the club. At least get him on. Get him some appearances on the bench or something. Get him on the bench a couple times and let him be in and around that squad. He's got the profile. He's got the talent. Let's start getting him in. Like you need to have the likes of Irving and Ward-Prowse faded out. Obviously, Ward-Prowse is done under Nuno, but let's start getting these players in. Potts, if he doesn't go and play Potts, I'm going to be looking at that fucking lineup with great interest. I tell you that.
Oh my
eyes. Do you know what I'm going to do? I think for the watch along, I'm going to do a live react. I might go live earlier. I'm not going to do a blind reaction, and I'm going to see.
Well, I'll be there earlier. So I definitely will be reacting it. So
Yeah, we'll do our reaction. So yeah, listen, like we'll see Mavropanos. I really hope for a speedy recovery of all the
and that's
bloody
fucking
players.
hell, mate. You know, that's no, I shouldn't say it really. I was going to say, you know, when you're scraping a fucking bottle in a barrel, because. But
Yeah.
there we go.
But again, he's another player that will give his all in the back. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he sometimes to our detriment because he'll just fucking try to do it all and go up the pitch and be caught out of position. But he will battle, and to lose someone like that in defense is terrible with the other two clowns that we've got. So yeah, first of the season for Dad's. I'd go and see Nicky after the game, mate. Have a fan cam.
Well, I'll tell you what, right? While we've got people here and just wrapping up, it's the phone-in show tomorrow. So Dad's Job TV, why don't you come on the phone-in show tomorrow? Send us a tweet and we'll get you on. How about that?
I'm on a phone-in show. Yep. And obviously, before we go, big thank you to OK Jerseys for sponsoring the channel. Link up
I've got
there.
Jason's one.
That's Jace's one you forgot to bring on the weekend. But
Well,
there you go.
Actually, I've got my one here as well. It's a bit chilly in here, but
God, what is it? You and mine don't ever bloody put your radiators on, mate. It's always chilly.
No, my radiator's broken. I've got to have it bled.
I got a Furman one underneath mine. Yeah, there you go. Look, classic 2000, 2001, Centenary 95. Look at that proper badge. Look, proper badges.
Philip, hold on. Philip D. McCauley said, "What is the topic for tomorrow's phone-in show? Whatever you want it to be. Whatever you want it to be.
Come and get it off your chest."
West Ham says he's cancelled his membership. Rich, thanks for
he's still got the little thing next to his name.
Yeah, but he might be next. Mate, the fact that he was a member in the first place, like we're not here to judge anyone about memberships. Like the membership is there if anyone wants to join it. If you've got to cancel it, mate, for any reason, please don't feel bad.
Yeah, listen, join it, have it for as long as you want. Go, come back, do it to your thing. Like I said, we're going to be the podcast is going to be going up with Dom
tonight
tonight. So look out for that. For the Cult Heroes and up. I've got to be putting the weight loss results from this week up as well. And in our international break, there's a button. There should be a join button, Michael, below the video. You should see it. If not, I will put it in. But we're going to be doing the international break. We're going to be doing another challenge as well. So we're going to be getting back on that because Ryan has had that belt for way too long for
hold on a minute, Rich. Just unsubscribe. Don't even get a reminder when the show coming up. I think you've got to press the bell icon, mate. I'm pretty sure of it.
What? Why did you unsubscribe? Why? What?
Sorry, Rich. If we upset you at any point, mate, I'm with all due respect, but I'm so sorry. But I'm sure you've got to press the bell icon. I don't think we can do anything about the feeds. We're not running YouTube. But
of all the people to unsubscribe, I can't believe.
Thanks anyway, Rich. Like, thanks for being a subscriber for such a long time. We do appreciate it. And if there's a reason you've unsubscribed, then we're sorry. So,
but there you go. Can members get involved in challenges one day? That's a great idea, Phil. Yes, we're definitely going to plan to get some of you involved. For sure.
I'll tell you what. Right, we're planning a Christmas show. Why don't we do a Christmas? It'll be a bit. It'll be a little bit earlier, filmed a bit earlier. But we will get you in as a opposition team to us for a quiz. So we'll get someone else to host the quiz, and we'll have members and us going head to head on a Christmas show. How about that?
Yeah. That sounds good. Thank you to Michael. Although it hasn't come up that you remember.
Yeah, maybe we will do it Christmas night if everyone's available. Obviously,
Christmas night.
Well, no, actually, no, we won't. I'll be too pissed.
I was going to say, I'm in Colchester anyway. But yeah, if you don't get reminders, try to press the bell notification. Do try that. That can sometimes.
Rich, I'm so sorry. Look, Rich is saying I got a notification on everything. have to check every day. Which I'm so sorry, man. I don't know what's going on. Like,
yeah. If you
don't have
unsubscribe from the channel, mate, you won't get a notification.
still going to tune in.
He loves it. Why would you unsubscribe from the channel? And if you like, you're sending me mixed messages, Rich.
Rich, listen. Are you okay?
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
1 minute he's told us he's unsubscribed from the channel. Now he's like, I'm still going to tune in. I love it. He's on the wind up, surely.
Yeah,
he's on the wind up, isn't he?
He's on the wine. Maybe he's on the wine.
He's on the wine. But we appreciate all of you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let's wrap it up then, because
yes,
carry much topic.
Yeah. Once again, yeah, thank you to all of you for watching. Yes, keep your ideas. We do want your ideas for the membership stuff and the content, the bits and pieces you like to see. Obviously, we put stuff up. You can comment in there, all of that shit. Do let us know, because we'll tailor it and want it to make it the best thing and the best value for all of you. So we appreciate you all. We'll be back tomorrow. Phone-in show. Do you have a Discord? That could be an idea, Jimmy Paddy. That could be an idea. See how many you use it?
We did have one.
We did, yeah, we do, but we haven't. Yeah, we did set one up and just never really pushed it or anything. So if people are in,
Dan will know. I'm too old for all that shit.
There was one time we did use it during lockdown when I remember when I showed the game on there.
Yeah,
we used it for a watch along.
Yeah,
to show the actual game.
Maybe someone can run our Discord for us if they want. And what's the other thing that everyone does? Reddit? No idea.
Yeah, Reddit. Yeah, Reddit's a strange place these days. A very strange place these days.
Yeah, I never use it.
So there it is.
The membership button. Thank you, Michael.
See, Michael's come from Twitter to YouTube to being a member. So listen, cheers, Michael.
I can forgive you guys for tormenting Rich. Yeah, man. Sorry, man.
Poor Rich.
Yeah, fucking hell. Sorry.
Consider resubscribing, Rich.
There was I remember just quickly, right? I won't mention who it is because I still see him. There was a woman once come up to me in the West Ham concourse and whacked me with her walking stick, right? And told me to sort the fucking channel out and put everything in order, because when she's watching a video, she cannot never find the next video. And I'm like, I don't have anything to do with that. Like, I can't control what you're seeing on the algorithm. Like, she's going, well, I'm watching the video and then it will show me something from 6 months ago. And I'm like, I'm really sorry, but I can't. She was whacking me with a walking stick, saying it like, sort it out, sort the channel out.
That's the algorithm. Exactly.
Yeah.
The best way to do is if you're unsure and you want to see videos in order, you type in YouTube, West Ham Fan TV, you see our channel come up, and then you click the logo, and then you go to videos.
Yeah.
And then it will show you all the uploaded videos. And then you can go to lives and you can see all the lives, right? In order. Worst case scenario, but if you press the bell, in theory, notifications on, you should get a notification. So, or WHF TV, if you don't want to type out the full thing. So yeah, there we go. So like I said, tomorrow night phone-in show. We're going to pack out this week.
If you want to do it, man, come and tweet. We're going to send a tweet out in a minute. And if you want to get involved, just,
come and join.
Yeah.
We'll set it up. That's our job. If you want to come, anyone else, I dare you to unsubscribe. But if Rich is unsubscribing, I might as well unsubscribe.
Yeah.
At this rate, maybe that's the thing, isn't it? We're on route to trying to get 100K subscribers. Everyone starts unsubscribing.
Yeah, man. We want that. Listen, we want that 100K this year, man. Someone's got to be successful at West Ham this year, and it fucking sure ain't going to be the team. So, like, I'm telling you now, right, for the people in here, and if you ain't subscribed, it is my absolute fucking dream to get one of them little plaques, man, because that would mean the world to me. Honestly, it makes me tear up thinking about it if I ever got one, because we're so close. But
yeah, after all these years.
Yeah, it would mean the fucking world to me, because I've been around this fucking country about 50 fucking times following that shit heap of a football team. And, you know, it's been fucking hard work sometimes, like, you know, even coming on here and talking about it. And if I ever got one of them subscribers for doing it, and all the boys deserve one because we've all had to fucking do it. And I will personally throw a massive, massive fucking party. I would, honestly.
Yeah. You know, Scott's would just be in his bloody wardrobe somewhere or in his van or something,
Oh,
wouldn't it? Like,
it'll be pride of place, man. Honestly, God's
it's
honest
Scott's
truth.
like, oh yeah, I'd have it on that shelf behind me. If you don't have X/Twitter, Facebook, so coming on the show and just let it be known, yeah, I want to come on, and then we will give you directions. Like I said, if you don't
Somebody
have
said,
Twitter,
would we all share the plaque? No, you can buy. If there's more than one, you can buy them from YouTube, and I would buy it.
now,
We would
listen,
buy it.
I want the plaque on Sundays and Mondays. You can have the plaque
No,
on
no, no.
Wednesday.
We'd all have one. Everyone that was involved in this channel would have one. All 5 of us. So
Yeah. So there you go. So yeah, do come in tomorrow. We'll sort you out how to join it. It's going to be a big one. We want to hear from you in this time, and I'm glad we get to do this show because obviously, you know, Nick goes and if I sometimes me to a much lesser degree, but mainly Nick interviews loads of fans at the grounds, and this gives all of you lot a chance who don't get to the grounds to come on and have your say. You know what I mean? And yeah. So do take that chance.
Rich, I don't know what's going on there, then, mate, because there's nothing on our side. Like we ain't blocked.
Maybe you've got too many notifications on too many channels and they just prioritize or something.
Yeah. Please subscribe back, Rich. I miss you already.
Yeah.
You don't have to be
Resubscribe
a member, mate. Don't worry about the membership. That's there and over here on there. But subscriber, please.
Oh well, he sent a super chat in. He's like, I'm not resubscribing to the channel, but it's $5. All right, he's paid his way. It's like, you know, when you got to pay your way out of the mafia or something, you got to buy your way out. He's bought his way out of West Ham Fan TV with the $5 guilt payment. Cheers, Rich.
Rich, thank you very much. Yeah, he did tweet to me at half time. So
Phil, if listen, like I said, you can go and meet Nick for a fan cam. You can come.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I'm there by the shop all the time. Anyone talk them on. I mean, I'm not joking. There was a woman.
Yeah.
I don't even know her name. She was just standing outside the thing. People were calling it the best ever fan cam outside Leeds. Don't know her name, never come over before. And like, that's what we need, new people giving
You know her, tell her to come back on.
Yeah, please do, because it was brilliant. Like, she spoke really, really well.
Shout out to Khaled. Thank you for subscribing, mate. All helps. Every little one subscription helps us get to our goal, our dream. So we thank you all. And we're going to start to have a little ramp up, a little road to 100K. And she's not the one who.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't her. No. But yeah, we don't control how you see videos. So just go on the channel. You can see it all. So yes, there we go. Well, let's get Nicky to beddy buys. Tuck him in. We'll be back bigger, stronger, better tomorrow for a
I got to tell you this, right? Phone in tomorrow. Watch out Sunday for a big announcement. Massive announcement.
Oh, massive announcement on Sunday. Appreciate all of you. We'll be back. It's going to be a busy week. So thanks for watching. One thing left to say. Thank you, and come on, you irons.